Hello YouTubers and welcome back to my God of War Ascension playthrough made by Game Target. This is episode 5, and as you've probably seen from how long this is running, that it's significantly shorter compared to my previous episodes. This is because, unfortunately, the way I've split up this game to show you the view of the sections of environments that you go through, was not as well placed and well timed as I previously expected, because I thought that maybe they'd be sort of similar in the length of time I complete them in, but they weren't. This section is more based around the introduction of a new puzzle system that you can do, which you've probably seen me just do, which is the healing and decay of the environment around you to get to other sections of the environment, or to access a path. But as you probably have seen, I'm talking again over a cutscene, so I'm going to leave it there so you can actually listen.
The situation before me is clear. I have waited for this day. Your thoughts are clouded and your mind conflicted, warrior. I can feel it. You seek the truth?
Yes.
So be it. But remember, the truth always comes with a price.
Enemies. Innocent. Kin.
Your bond is complete. What's done is done. It cannot be undone.
No.
The Furies infect your mind because you run from your oath to Ares. They will stop at nothing should you resist.
So the Shade speaks the truth.
The intentions of Orcos are pure.
Orcos? But he is a Fury.
And he will play his part in time. My time grows short. To be free of the madness that infects you, you must defeat those who hold your bond with the God of War.
How can I defeat the Furies when all I see is illusion?
Across the sea, the lantern of Delos keeps the eyes of truth.
Delos?
Find the eyes, and they will show you the path to freedom.
Rightio, hint time anyway. It's the path that you're supposed to go on is actually to your left, that slight ledge that's above you. But if you go right, there is a white chest, which is good. And as you can see, as I've always said before, that you gain health and magic from it. But anyway, once you've done that, there is, well, I'm not really sure on any more hints at this point, apart from the fact that you'll be introduced to a couple new things, especially the fighting style you can use with the I think it was the amulet of Ouroboros. I think it's called that. But yeah, you'll see in a moment what I'm talking about. So yeah, anyway, what you just saw there was the use of the Amulet of Ouroboros during a fight, which basically means you can slow down the path of your enemy by striking him with the amulet, and then you can easily face him with much more precise and fast movements than he can, because he's obviously slowed down. But yeah, and obviously you've probably noticed back there I went through the same gate which gave you the Ice of Poseidon, and and like I said before, you do come back to certain areas, and because of abilities that you've gained, you have a new path to follow to a new environment or a new area, which obviously corresponds to the story. To be honest, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty certain, to be honest actually, that there are no hidden puzzles like I've seen in previous levels. But apart from that, there are no other hints apart from the main puzzle, which is coming up shortly. But anyway, let's deal with these enemies and continue on. I may have mentioned this in a previous episode, and if I have, then just ignore this. But as you've probably noticed, I have upgraded one of the elements you gain from the God of War Ascension campaign to full, which is the Ice of Poseidon, which is quite good. And you can see that my new magic ability is almost like a tornado that freezes anything that comes in its path, which is quite good because of the fact with groups of enemies it's quite hard sometimes to get around all them moving at the same time and having to deal with all that. So having that ability does give you an advantage over most enemies and pretty much all group enemies. And you'll probably see me in a minute trying out some moves to deal with the combat style of both a large goat and a large group of dogs as well, like you can see right now. So like you can see, it freezes about all the dogs, but not the significantly stronger enemy, which is the large goat. But yeah, this is still quite good against enemies. And big hint, most of the magic abilities do this, but the Ice of Poseidon does this a lot more efficiently. As I've mentioned in previous videos, and you'll probably see me doing the exact thing I'm talking about in this, you can obviously see that I'm facing a Cyclops and a swarm of beetles. And as I've said before, you can use said beetles as sort of miniature grenades against your enemies, which is quite effective. And I'd be doing exactly that about here, because even though they don't do a lot of damage, it does get you out of the firing zone quite a bit from the Cyclops, because as if you've played through enough to get to this point, you have obviously seen the fact that these enemies are quite ferocious in their attacks. But also be aware of the fact that these enemies, the beetles, have got a almost like flash grenade ability, which basically blinds you, which makes you significantly distracted, so that other enemies, stronger enemies like a massive great big Cyclops, can smash you into pieces. So avoid that would be a really good idea. But anyway, that's all the hints at the moment, and you will probably see in a moment the another adaptation to the environment that you can access that brings you back through your path that you possibly may have been through in episode 2 of my playthroughs. But anyway. Sorry about for this bit right here. My game decided to glitch up and believe that actually there was no bridge there at all. But anyway, we're coming up now to the main puzzle, I guess, of this level, which once again uses the environment that you've previously encountered in episode 2, which was the windmill puzzle. And at that point you thought, oh well, that's bloody piss easy, isn't it? But actually there's a change to it now, which because I've done this before, has given me some experience in how to do it, because it actually took me some time to figure it out. Like I said before, this video is for people so they don't waste their time trying to find out meaningless puzzles and get down to what really matters, going through the actual game and enjoying it, instead of getting frustrated and annoyed by a certain part. But anyway, as well as that, you've probably noticed on this path backwards almost is the fact that there's resets of boxes that you have encountered before, because in episode 2 significantly I did go round this windmill and find these 2 red boxes, but as you can see now they've resetted. So basically that is because probably they don't want to bore the hell out of people, and they actually want to reward people, because there's not actually a lot of fighting in this section of the game. Like I said before, it is mainly puzzles. But anyway, the the way to do this puzzle is basically to move this large part of the windmill so that it's not it's not connected yet. And the way you do this is by grabbing hold of the pulley and getting underneath this bit of wood, and continuously pulling until it reaches a point where if the bit of wood fell, well, then it would be trapped. And this helps because then it gives you more time, as shown right here in this sort of clip or directional video, that you can now jump onto the green tray, which has water in it, up to the top where you can rebuild the connection to the watermill, and which will obviously lead you to the next part. But basically, that's really, even though it probably sounds so obvious to most people, I did find this quite hard, and I thought that actually, just to make sure, I'd hint it out, because I didn't realise that you could do that until ages later, where I thought, wait a minute, what happens if I stand under here? Well, this is just defying gravity now, isn't it? It's just there, in midair. Can I poke it? But yeah. But really, there's not much else to talk about in this section of the game. And I'm quite glad of that, actually, that this hasn't been a long video, because, well, imagine it if it was just puzzles for 40 minutes. That'd just be boring, wouldn't it? But anyway, I will continue on with this video and see what other things I need to hint about. But yeah, apart from that, I believe there is a box somewhere around here. There it is, which is just underneath you when you enter the water, and it should be 2 white boxes, I think. Yes, it is. It's 2 white boxes, which is always a joy. But yes, we shall continue on with the video and see what else I come across that I need to hint about. No real hints here, but just in case you've just jumped in on episode 5 and haven't really looked at any of my past videos, these stone knights are they're pretty easy to deal with, but I thought I might as well mention them because of the fact they've changed the element from fire to now ice. But anyway, basically you can't hit them, as I've just demonstrated, when they've done this power up thing. You can only hit them once they've stopped, like that. But basically, it's really just a case of patience, dodging, and timing. And also use, even though I'm not sure if it actually affects it, it probably does if they want to be realistic, but just in case, use your Ares fire because they're ice. But apart from that, there's not really much to hint about because these are just your basic standard day enemies. They may be a bit hardened, but they're basically standard, really. And yeah, continuing on. It's another hint, and it's a big one. There is a set of chests somewhere in this area, and because I was going along with the fact I'm doing a walkthrough and I didn't want to look like I was lost, I didn't look for it accurately or properly, so I decided to keep going and miss it. But I've hinted at it, and I guess that's as best as I can do. But to be honest, it's at least I've hinted at it, I guess. And we're coming now up to the final part of my episode 5 of the God of War playthrough, made by Game Target, as you already know. And really, there's not much else to hint at until the end, where I say my goodbyes to you once more. It's very upsetting. Apart from grab all the chests and look around for them. Don't go on the boats because there is no chests on the boats at all. I thought there were, there weren't. Oh well. And I will see you in a bit where I say my fair goodbyes for now until my next episode.
Only a coward hides himself, Orcos.
You know I'm one of the Furies who forged your bond. You would have killed me before I could even speak.
Then tell me, what has brought you to this betrayal of your own kind?
It was you. The injustice of your oath that made me doubt them. Is it possible that through all your suffering you still do not understand why you were chosen? Why Ares needed you, why he still needs you?
Speak clearly.
Oh, Kratos. The god of war has been plotting for years. I was brought forth by the joining of the War God and the Fury Queen. In rage and insanity, Ares hoped to conceive the perfect warrior. But I was only a disappointment to him. It was my mothers who spared me. They gave me the task of keeping the oaths. Although my burden was great, I was determined to be of service to those who said they loved me. But it was you, Kratos. It was the final task of your bond that made me question the actions of my family. I sought counsel with Aletheia. It was she who revealed to me the plot of Ares to overthrow Zeus. But he needed the perfect warrior. Ares molded you to take down the very walls of Olympus.
Ares, destroy my enemies, and my life is yours!
To make you beholden only to him, Ares and my mothers devised 3 blood tasks. Spill the blood of your enemies. The blood of the innocent. The blood of your...
So this is where I say my fondest goodbyes until episode 6. And I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was short and not as interesting as my last ones. But anyway, I hope you follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching my episodes of the God of War Ascension playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it just as much as you have watching it. I was making it as if you have watched it. Sorry. Silly me. Anyway. Not much to blah, 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 blah. Not much to say about my next episode apart from it's even shorter than this one. So I'll see you then. Ciao.